Hello everyone, Genesis Writer here with Genesis Gameplay Review number 9. We're going to be looking at some of CrazedSpartanII's Slayer BR gameplay on the map Simplex. Now this does include radar. It was a custom game, and unfortunately on this map, the railgun does not spawn for whatever reason. I'm not sure if that was just removed before the game got started, but overall this is going to be a little bit different from other gameplays you're going to see me review. This player is going to play very passively, and I'm going to flow with that in my commentary and overall critiques with his gameplay in general. At the end of the video, we're actually going to go over a diagram created by Delementary that's going to go over how you can be in various roles on your team, specifically in 4v4, but it applies to other scenarios as well. And we'll go over that video. I'll shout out Delementary's channel, a great up-and-coming YouTuber, and that will help explain the type of play style or player role, should I say, that CrazedSpartanII is filling during this game. Now, at the start here, CrazedSpartan, you don't necessarily have the advantage to go top middle. Your teammate does. Your teammate just needs to run forward, sprint, jump onto this ledge, sprint again. And you don't have to crouch jump when you're sprinting like this, as long as you sprint off the very edge of this little window ledge here. You just have to sprint and jump to top middle. Scattershot does spawn bottom middle, as you guys can see right there. So off the spawn here, CrazedSpartan remains pretty passive. I would have liked to have seen him charging the left side of the map right here. The general side you want to be holding is top purple. I'm not quite sure why these two players spawn yellow. I'm guessing that's just the side they spawn on. That's where they go. But I would definitely have encouraged CrazedSpartan to push yellow and just kind of remain passive in that area. Now, as it is, two of his teammates do die really fast off the start here. So he gives his teammates some really safe spawning. Now, I would like to see you, CrazedSpartan, remain a little less unsure in the way you're pushing certain areas. Now, I realize that this is kind of an intense game for you, and that CrazedSpartan did tell me this in his gameplay submission, mainly because YouTube Unicheck was on the enemy team. And YouTube Unicheck, along with being an expert performer as the pretender of the unicorn helmet and farting out rainbows, but he's also really good at getting commendations. He has 100% commendations, and he's overall pretty experienced and good player. You have to be experienced at the game if you get 100% commendations for sure. So off the start here of this game, you remain pretty passive in your base. You're just hanging back, and I would have liked to seen you be more of the support role you do end up playing for the majority of the game in this first off scenario. Now, in the second half of the film, things do tend to improve. This first half is kind of a demolition as far as the enemy team is concerned. They end up basically doubling your score up into the midway point in the game. So right here, you're charging top purple with your teammate, and I want to point out here how good a job your teammate does actually just dropping here and staying alive. Now, YouTube Unicheck has absolutely, like, almost no shields here. As you die there, he has like a sliver of shields left. I checked his shield bar. And it's important to realize that if you had remained your accuracy there, you would have gotten that kill. Now, really good job shooting this player, as your teammate is going to get that assist. And clean that guy up right down here. And you're putting some shots on this player. Now, I would have liked to see you and your teammate charge across this enemy player and gain control top yellow. The main reason being is that if this player plays right here, and that player you just killed is probably going to spawn either here or over here, and could potentially push here and give this team, his teammate, support. And that's actually exactly what ends up happening. The position you're holding right now, you're not going to be able to get a lot of kills, okay? And you can see that now two players have pushed up on this general area, so you sort of lost that opportunity to gain control of yellow. Now, I do like how you stay alive and recognize that there's two enemy players there, and you're pushing back into blue base, which is a good idea overall. Now, with your teammates, you should be pushing to purple on the left side here. I would like to point out the angle that YouTube Unicheck is using to shoot you. This is actually kind of a little bit of an uncommon angle. Oftentimes players will push up here and then sort of peek out and shoot. You have a little more accuracy because you're closer to the enemy player. But right here is also a very valid way to shoot. You can actually look from this angle and shoot players right here. You don't have quite as much of the angle, but it's a good way to shoot, and that's where you're being shot from right there, just to let you know. Right here, you're charging with your teammates to yellow. Really good job watching the bottom and sort of bringing up the rear here in this charge. You get the assist right here, which is really good. Unicheck again, remaining top purple. And you're going to be kind of pinged across the map from this player who has a pistol. Now, I do like the way you and your teammate end up playing this scenario. And let me describe what I mean here. As it is, the enemy team has controlled kind of the top purple, and you and your teammates stay here while your two teammates end up going across to red and then pushing purple from that side. I like this play simply because it's really good awareness because the enemy players are here and just in general spread up across this side of the map, and they have 3 players seeing right here. So I like this play because you're sort of maintaining that you're still over here in this general area. Now your teammates kind of give away that they're pushing on the right-hand side there. I would have liked to have seen your teammates kind of sprint over here and push this side, get all the way over here before shooting, and just literally charge up into purple base. I'm sorry, my voice is kind of cracking here. All right, here you can see the purple players still retaining that position. And I would suggest listening, picking up the plasma pistol here. There's really no need. As you see this player charging across at you. And right here, I don't think you need to jump out at this player at all. And let me go over this a little bit. And this is one of the few times I'm actually going to rewind the film here. Because you end up jumping out at this player, and you have a shot on you already. And you should have realized that. You should have you should have pushed out literally right here and shot this player a few times. Boom, 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 boom. And then back straight up. Because you don't know if this player is going to pop out and shoot you again. You really have no idea. Luckily, this guy has dropped for you, and so instead you like sort of charge out, and you are already weak. Okay, and this player's going to clean you up. You could have let your teammate get that kill. Your teammate had plenty of shields to deal with that guy. Again, you're playing a pretty good support role, but you need to retain your lives. You need to stay alive essentially in those sort of positions that you're in. Now, you're only 5 kills behind the enemy team right now. Unfortunately, this gap does widen as the enemy team gets some pretty good flanking plays overall. Now, you do a pretty decent grenade bottom middle and really good shots and team shots on YouTube Unicheck, who pushes top middle rashly, and you end up punishing for it by shooting him in the head right there. Really good job. Now, I like this play. I really like this play. This first grenade is completely off. You're actually hitting the pillar right here, and this is not going to do anything. I would have bounced the grenade right here off the ground, sort of bounce it so that it explodes right here. In case this player was still here, that grenade that I just recommended throwing wouldn't have hit that player anyway, but it's a better grenade to throw than the first one you threw. You got that kill top middle, which I should be pointing out this every single kill you get here because it is pretty important. And this all other kill is a really good push overall by you. And unfortunately, it's followed by an extremely poor play. Right here, you get the kill, and I think what you're doing here is you're going, okay, I'm going to be extremely focused on enemy players. I'm going to try to, get kills, stay alive, whatever. It's an intense game for you. You choked, all right, I get it. But as soon as you see this, okay, and you know what this is, you know this is the overshield, all right, this couldn't be anything else. You need to do exactly what YouTube Unicheck does right here. I want you to watch what he does. He sprints straight for it. Like dead sprint straight for it. It doesn't matter if he is assassinated from behind or if you pummel him from behind, backsmack should I say, to instantly kill him. It doesn't matter because his point is that he's burning the overshield. He's grabbing it to make sure you don't grab it, which is exactly what you should have done as soon as you saw it. Instead, you actually end up pausing here, turning towards him and trying to shoot him as he's going for the overshield. None of these shots you're putting into him matter at all, as he gains at least 2 seconds of a slight invincibility as he picks it up. It's extremely important that you know that. You need to have gone for this here, as you're going to end up easily being able to clean it up. Now, I do like that you land the melee. That's a good play. It's going to end up getting some of his overshields down and doing better than just nothing. You are a significant amount of kills down for the enemy team, and you're sort of remaining passive here, waiting for your teammates to get an angle on the enemy player's top purple by pushing top yellow. I like this play here. This is, again, really good support plays on your part. Now, unfortunately, these players end up lagging, and I would have liked to seen you remain a little bit more passive here. You have no shields. Your teammate does have shields, okay? Yet you still remain outside, and even sort of outside in front of your base to the point where the enemy players can shoot you across map. I would have stayed right here and let your teammate get this kill, okay? There's no need to remain outside like you did, and again, you end up being cleaned up. But you do get the assist, which is good. I just think you could have minimized your deaths even more, okay? The way you're playing this game is really smart, except for your deaths, all right? That's the main area where you could improve. At least 2 or 3 of your deaths were extremely avoidable, just very avoidable as you remain in this space, putting some really good shots on YouTube Unicheck, keeping his shield weak, and getting the assists on this player as your teammates charge top purple. This is the optimal push that you want to have here. As you sort of retain in the space, you and your teammate have the option of jumping top middle, and two of your teammates push top purple, and you sort of got those guys weak as they sort of dropped off. Because many players who get weak, top purple are going to drop. And if you're in the base, you can easily see that and clean it up, which is what you did here. Really good job as you pick up yet another assist on YouTube Unicheck, who gets cleaned up there. And this is really unfortunate. Your play here is to sort of remain in this base. Now, what I would have done is I would have sprint jumped top middle, okay? And then I would have tried to get in between these pillars and just remain right here, okay? That's what I would have done. Now, it is a rather sneaky play you end up pulling off because YouTube Unicheck, and he has been doing this throughout this game, is being rather aggressive. He reminds me of Modest Major and his like style of play. He just is a very, very aggressive player, but you did not need at all to go for the whip shot there. That's all I'm going to be really able to say that was. I'm going to rewind the film just for the second time here, or this few times that I have around the film. And you go for the melee. You should have immediately gone for the second melee. And how you do this is you sprint. You sprint towards him because he's going to be trying to get away from you. And you don't want to necessarily back up immediately. That's kind of a bad idea. You want to be going for the second melee and try to get the kill. But if you were able to have seen that your teammate, Snuffle, who was probably responding to your callouts here, was pushing up, you could have dropped here and stayed alive. This is the second option you could have done. Instead, you end up starting to sort of windmill. If you are not that great of a shot, okay, and to be honest, in this game, you are not that great of a shot from what I can tell. You do not need to be trying to get into these close range, whip shot engagements where your precision aiming is going to be absolutely crucial to winning battles. Do not put yourself in positions like that. Either go for the double melee or let your teammates try to help you and clean those players up. You're only 6 player kills behind the enemy team. That was kind of an unfortunate grenade. Thankfully, Snuffle realizes that and backs up. Now, I really like how Mario goes to top purple, and you guys retain the positions inside this base and remain passive for gaining your shields. Shuffling also showing a good job of doing that here. You're only 4 kills behind the enemy team as your teammates who are purple end up cleaning up 2 enemy players, working together very well here. Mario ends up dying bottom purple, and overall, I would have liked to have seen you get out of this position a little bit more quickly. I think you were just a little bit hesitant on what to do here. You should have definitely gone purple, dude. You should have definitely gone to purple and sort of retained this position as your teammate is trying to stay top green. Switching back to actually what you do, however, you end up pushing back into red base, and you're going to pick up the scatter shot here. Really nice if you're able to pick up that weapon with only 4 kills behind the enemy team. Your teammate is really trying to stay alive top middle. I want you to look at how your teammate really is trying to put shots and help Mar right here with this guy on the side. Notice how he's going to drop down and now flank around behind the enemy players as they pushed up pretty rashly. As you can see, YouTube Unicheck doing that once again. Now, in this situation, I think you should have pushed up a little bit more quickly to help out your teammate. As it is, he does end up cleaning up Unicheck right there. Now, all the enemy team has spawned on the left side of blue base. So, for those of you who are unfamiliar, in Team Slayer and Simplex, you can definitely spawn in the enemy base, which is, as you can clearly see, what the red team is doing right now. This here is Proving Ground settings. This is default with Magnum, BR, frags, explosives, and resupply. So your grenades are going to do a little wider bit of damage, but not as much damage. You're going to have resupply, so you can pick up grenades off people's bodies. So going back to the gameplay here, we're going to proceed on as CrazedSpartan ties the lead with his team, then loses it again as his teammate dies top middle. He's being shot across from top yellow. Snuffle's going to push probably off the left here, try to get some side shots on top middle. And they're really doing a good job of trying to stay alive here. But this is really unfortunate as CrazedSpartan does do a really good play. He goes down and gets an assist on Axis, then tries to sprint up back to purple, which is a really good play because this guy tried to drop down and follow him. Now, what I would have liked to seen you do here, CrazedSpartan, is charge straight out here, using this angle so that this guy can't hit you, and then charge straight at him with your scatter shot. Don't fire as early with your scatter shot as you did. You needed to have hugged this wall really closely, gone right here, and then drop straight on top of his head. Because as it is, he ends up backing up as soon as he sees you have a scatter shot and then nades you perfectly. In fact, I believe the nade actually takes you out before it explodes just by hitting you, which is actually possible to do because you had really low shields there. So you can see your two teammates are top middle as well as trying to push top purple. This is really good positioning by your teammates, and I kind of like how you're angling this area, sort of looking around from top yellow and making sure that you hold this position. This is a really good position you have right now with one teammate top purple, top middle who just grabbed the overshield. He's going to drop down and try to flank this guy around, but unfortunately your teammate top purple is going to end up being taken out. And your passivity in this specific area is really not helpful for your team. You can see that your teammate is already charging across the middle of the map to try to help out your teammates at purple, and you're going to be easily cleaned up by a guy spawning behind you in your own base, or to your left, should I say. And this is why I kind of don't like Simplex, but it's why you have to commit to a position and really go for that position. You're now 1 kill ahead of the enemy team, definitely thanks to several of your assists here. And you're going to see your grenade is going to really help out your teammate here, as he's going to eventually pick up this assist. And I like how you're sort of hanging back here and then charge up at the perfect opportunity to get this kill. Really good job doing that. This player charges up. You have some really good team shots on him for the headshot. And then you have end up getting grenaded. Now, I'm going to point this out, and I do not mean to harp on this at all, because the death you just encountered was almost unavoidable. Very good grenades, multiple grenades on the enemy team's part, probably from Unicheck, should I say, or some players like that. And so you are being just completely grenaded after this. What I want to say here is that after you are no shields, or you get low shields, you want to try to remain alive purple. There is no other position on the map more important than remaining alive on purple, okay? Yellow could arguably be so, and obviously you want to be alive during the majority of the game, or try to, but you need to try to remain alive on purple more than any other spot on the game. Just wanted to point that out to you. So Snuffle is just trying to retain being alive on top purple there. You're going to get some good shots in axis, but unfortunately he's going to try to get away here, but your teammate does end up getting that kill. He didn't get the assist for that because he didn't have enough shots in him just yet. You're going to charge across the map with your teammates. I really like this push here. And the enemy team, I really like this, because Snuffle is holding top purple, and you guys just sweep across the map. Like, because they're all spawning in this general area, and you guys were all three over here. Your teammate was top purple, and you guys all decided, okay, we're just going to sweep across the map. Now, the enemy team does here is really unfortunate for them, because they end up being completely pinned. As you get 1 kill on the enemy team, then your teammate gets the 2nd kill, and you're able to jump off back here and get this final kill. Really good job pinching in on the enemy team and having that aggressiveness. That's why I like this second portion of the film a lot more necessarily than your first part of the film. Now right here, you do not have any player support. You eventually do realize that, but I don't know why you're pushing or even going forward here, because your grenade did not get any hit markers. Going this much forward is a little bit strange. I think if it had been earlier in the game, YouTube Unicheck, the guy who you just threw the grenade at, would have seen you bottom middle and would have killed you for sure. But as it is, he's really focused on guys purple and probably staying alive. Your teammate gets one of the kills, and this is one of the reasons I do not like Simplex at all. Please look in the bottom left-hand corner, as yes, this is the enemy base. I understand that, and it's maybe slightly more likely that the enemy team will spawn here, but it's complete bullcrap, as YouTube Unicheck does end up spawning literally right here behind CrazedSpartan. Okay, that's not, Unicheck hacking or whatever or anything like that, but it's just unfortunate. It's one of the reasons I don't like Simplex, and especially Simplex Regicide Free-for-All is a nightmare. As Unicheck obviously is going to get the first shot here. It's a little lag that happens during this final part, but once again, CrazedSpartan probably calling this out to his teammates, getting the final assist there. He ends up getting 13 assists, 6 kills, and 9 deaths. A very acceptable score for a game of this caliber. Now let's move on to Delementary's little graph, and I'll explain, CrazedSpartan, where you end up on that graph. Good gameplay overall. Definitely worthy submission. So right here, I'd like to shout out Delementary's channel. He's the person who created the player role graph that you're currently seeing on your screen right now, and that I'll probably be using in most of my gameplay review videos. This graph very accurately depicts what type of player role you are having on your team. It's mainly good for 4v4s. And I highly recommend Elementary's channel, but most specifically, I'm going to recommend the video where he goes over this specific graph. It's a little over 5 minutes long. It'll be the first link in the description, and you can go to it directly by clicking the annotation in the top right-hand corner. I'd highly recommend watching that before proceeding with this video because it will allow you to understand what this graph means. Now, CrazedSpartan, where do you fit in on this graph? I believe you fit in somewhere close to or inside of the support role in the top left-hand corner of the graph, the hybrid between the blue and green color. Now, there are a few reasons for this, but mainly you're very aware of the enemy team and where they are. You're aware enough that you're not going to push rashly into a specific area. We saw several times where you would see people on your radar and then back up to go back to your team. Now, your intelligence as far as knowing when power-ups are going to spawn or going after those power-ups wasn't as high, but then again, there weren't very many power-ups on this specific map. So overall, I'd say your intelligence is pretty good. You did have some aggressiveness, specifically on one top middle portion where you rush forward and melee the player, and you have some good general overall awareness, but you're not aggressive enough to be a hybrid player by any means. I'd say you're mainly support due to the amount of assists you pick up, your long-range shooting, and just your ability to coordinate with your team from a sort of static, behind-the-scenes kind of angle. I think this overall matches your play style pretty well. I hope the little gameplay examples I gave in the corner there were enough to hit home these points. Your optimal goal was to become more of a hybrid player where you can do all three things at once. Again, watch Delementary's video to understand that a little bit better. Guys, thank you for watching this gameplay review. If you want to submit your own gameplay reviews, that will be the second link in the description, and you can jump to that video, watch it, and submit your own gameplay in the comment section of that video. That video is also linked right now in the top left-hand corner of your screen via an annotation, so you can click on that and go directly there to submit your gameplay to me. Thank you for watching this gameplay review, and I'll see you guys in the next capture or whatever I end up recording. Peace.